Hey gang, Brett here. A couple people have asked to see our garden. I really like gardening and stuff, and I have shot other videos about other gardens that I've lived in, but I usually end up not uploading them because I just feel it's a little bit, I don't know, boring. But if you're willing to sit here and listen to me nerd out about all my plants and just tell grandpa stories about them, then you're welcome to. So let's have a look at my garden. Okay, maybe we'll start over here. Everything in our garden, just about everything, is edible. And maybe we'll start with the worm farms. These are worm farms. If you're really interested, I'll do a whole video about them, but there's other videos online about worm farms. You basically put in garden waste and food scraps, and worms turn it into liquid gold down here, or you can pull out the solid fertilizer, and it's really good. So we put a lot of avocado seeds in, and they almost always sprout and turn into avocado trees, like this one, which looks like it's about to fall down. It's a bit breezy. But we have a bunch of avocado trees, and we have nothing to do with them. I'd love to plant them in the ground, but we don't have any ground to plant them in, which is a shame. This thing here, we also have a lot of them. That's really going to fall down. I'm going to move it right now. We have a lot of these, and they are date palms. You know when you buy dried dates from the shop? They have seeds in them, and you can actually plant those seeds and you get palm trees. Pretty much all the trees that I have should be about 10 feet tall by now, but because they're in pots, what can they do? What can they do? Anyway, you've seen a video that we did about frying sweet potato leaves. We have so many sweet potatoes growing, and not really for the potatoes themselves, but for the leaves. We fry them up and eat them, and it just, you know, it's a nice bowl of green food twice a week or something. That Asian woman is sick of it, so we probably don't eat enough. Anyway, this guy here, he always looks like he needs more water. He's the thirstiest plant. That's a chili bush. It really provides more chilies than we use. We can't have that much spicy food right now because our boy's really fussy. He doesn't like spicy things. I suppose that's kind of normal. Down here we have more of these sweet potatoes. This was a big, tall, very spindly avocado plant, but I gave it a good trim just because it was looking sick and it never really recovered from that. So that doesn't matter. It's a pot of sweet potatoes. This one down here I feel sorry for. In fact, I don't know if it's got any leaves except these. This is our grapevine. We've moved so many times and we've bashed it around and repotted it, but it's hanging on for dear life. Someday we'll get grapes out of it, maybe. Down the back we've got heaps more of those date palms. I'd love to put him in the ground. It really kind of breaks my heart. Right here we have sugarcane, and we have a few of those. How many people do you know growing sugarcane on a balcony? Like less than 12, right? So the idea when we lived in our old house was to plant a bunch, and then I was going to do a video about growing sugarcane and turning it into rum. But of course we had to move, and now sugarcane, I don't think it really likes growing on balconies, but they're still around, and they're still good for a paper cut every now and then. They're bloody sharp. This guy here, that's another avocado, but he got a little bit too close to the fire the other day, so all these leaves got killed. But he's springing back like a champion. There's another avocado just here, this one. Very tall, looking for some light. This one here, it's got some mold on the leaves or something. I'm actually gonna, now that I've got a little bit more time, look into that and see if I can fix it up. What it is, it's a fig tree. Now you can take cuttings of a fig tree and regrow it. So maybe that's the best option for this one, I don't know. But we do actually get figs from it, maybe a couple or 5 at most per year. We have 2 of these, unless the other one's dead. More of these date palms. This, we have a video about garlic chive pancakes, and we actually put these in some other dishes. These are garlic chives. They're really good because you can cut them right down the bottom, and they will grow back really quickly. And they're not really like garlic or chives. I'd treat them more as a vegetable than as a spice. Okay, and there's another thing you can do with them, which is turn them yellow and make them really long. Maybe I'll make a video about that one day. This looks like it's about to die, but it's just the time of the year where the leaves fall off and it looks dead for 6 months and then it comes back. What it is a chestnut tree. And so when you go to the supermarket and buy fresh chestnuts, you can plant those right in the ground, and that's what we've done. And what they are is seeds. So there you go. Now, a little while ago, about a year ago or more, I got a clipping from a friend's house of some mint. The idea was I was going to make a bunch of mojitos, because I love mojitos, but I never got around to it, and it's just been not very healthy recently because some caterpillar or something come and ate it all, and so it's making a comeback now. But as you can see, what they do is they send out these runners, and it looks like it's found a spot, and right here we're going to have more mint, which I'm all for. Let it spread out. Actually, that smells really nice now that I've touched it. Everything smells minty right here. So we're going to have more mint springing up in this box. This box, and also this one, of these two, any square boxes, that's what I started off my worm farm as. These worm farms that we have are quite expensive, but they are a good design. What I did for the first probably 2 or 3 years of having worms is I just put them in these boxes, and as you can see they've got these corners like that so that one box can sit on top of another. So the bottom, and you put holes in the top box and all the fertilizer, the liquid fertilizer, trickles down into the bottom, and then you can use that to fertilize your stuff. But now that I've got these bad boys, I'll never go back. What was I talking about? Oh, just jibber jabbing. Let's have a look inside here. Because of the whole corona thing, my wife has decided we need some more quick vegetables. These is broccatini or broccoloni, whatever those little broccoli things are. We've never grown them before. I don't know how well they're going to do. She's also planted some more chili. Like I said, we have all the chili we need, so I'm not sure why she planted that. Okay. Oh, this here, it's a bit dirty for some reason. This is kongshinsai. The English name is, it's got a few English names. One is water spinach. It's also called swamp cabbage, which I really like. A big plate of swamp cabbage. What it is, it's a green leafy vegetable, and you just chop it off down the bottom and you fry it up, and it grows back. It grows back really quickly, and you can just keep doing that and doing that and doing that. So you always have some good veggies to eat. More sugarcane, more garlic chives. We eat quite a lot of garlic chives, and it's good because they just do keep coming back. This is another type of chili, and as you can see all the leaves have fallen off. I'm not sure why. I think it's because it had a cable tie too tight around it that I didn't see from when it was first planted. Someone bought this from the shop. That was my dad, so thanks for that. I've taken the cable tie off, and hopefully its health will improve. Now down the bottom we have a bunch of ginger. We had so much ginger a couple years ago, all that we planted. So what you do with ginger is, you know, you've got ginger sitting on your counter or whatever, and it grows those little green buds. Well, it's just trying to grow. So you can just get your ginger, chop it up, and there's some more over here, and plant it in the ground. And so a couple years ago, when I had this bumper harvest, I made ginger beer from scratch, and I made candied ginger, which did not turn out very well. I made ginger and lime jam, and I guess I didn't get it all because we're still going. We harvested once last year as well, but it wasn't as big. And then we replanted. What I'm trying to say is grow ginger, guys. It looks pretty good. I don't know if you can see it in this light very well. And you get heaps of ginger, and ginger's expensive. My wife's always complaining about how expensive ginger is in this country. It's like Australia's biggest flaw. This stuff here, this is just beans. We usually grow a lot of beans. They honestly didn't go very well in our balcony, but they have beautiful little flowers. Several types of beans. It's kind of the end of the season, so we're gonna rip it all this down and whack it into the worm farm. Worms will go nuts on this kind of stuff. They eat paper and everything. They're fine. Grass, stuff like that. So this is all beans. Now this, we're not sure if it's a Logan or a lychee, but once again, these are fruits with seeds in the middle, and you can just plant the seeds. The reason we're not sure is because we planted a bunch at the same time. We've moved house 100 times. There's another one over there. Anyway, one day if we can ever plant it in the ground, maybe we'll have some fruit. My camera just turned itself off. It does that after 10 minutes. Anyway, so what we have here is another chestnut tree, which I really love. If you guys like history, have a look at the history of chestnut trees, especially in the USA. It's kind of heartbreaking and kind of surprising. Also Roman history about chestnut trees. I love history. Anyway, here's a weed, and it's got nice flowers, so I just kind of leave it. I never planted this. To me it looks like a giant clover, but I don't think that's what it is. If you know what it is, let me know. Down the bottom we've got some of this, what I call a money tree. You just can't get rid of it. Like, I don't care, let it be, let it be. Another one of these date palms, more ginger, another ginger coming up here, more garlic chives, more ginger that you saw before. Here's one of those swamp cabbages that's sort of sprouting up. My wife's just planted a bunch because, like I said, she's worried that we won't be able to get fresh food. I'm sure we'll be fine, but why not have it? Here's some sort of like scallions or something. We call them spring onions in Australia. There's not much of it. More chili, in case we need that. Here's a single tomato that looks like it's sprung up. We didn't plant it, it just found its way in there. More of that, what do you call it? Brocconcini, I think. Whatever it's called, the small broccoli. More of these spring onions. You'll notice that it's in the pot that I smoked that meat in. We got some bamboo. We got so much bamboo. I'm thinking of making a shelf. But my wife's like, ha ha ha, it'll be ugly, you can't do it. Oh yeah? You're probably right. Here's more of those swamp cabbages. More of these sweet potatoes. This is like the remnants of some, well here look, there's even some beans left on it. So the thing about beans, you can eat them fresh. You can take it out and dry the beans or whatever. But the beans inside, they're actually the seeds. So you can plant those next season. I don't think we'll bother. I'd say I wouldn't bother planting the beans on this balcony again, but the wife has her own ideas. This is an olive tree. Now I've just noticed the other day that it is infested with, I think these are, correct me if I'm wrong, these are like those lace bugs. So I'm gonna have to get onto those, and I will, now that I've got a little bit of time. This is, oh man, I really love mulberry trees. Just the tree themselves. One day I was walking home in Strathpine and there was this big mulberry tree, so I ripped a whole huge branch off and I took it home and I cut it into segments about, I don't know, that long. You need these like sort of woody parts. You don't want it green. What am I trying to say? Took the big branch home, cut it into segments, got some moist sand and put the segments in and put a plastic bag on top to make sure it didn't dry out, and sure enough most of them did take root and did get leaves and have turned into these. Now I've had a bunch of them and this is the last one left. We have to move a lot and we just can't take trees with us everywhere we go. Someone put it in this pot, which means it'll be bloody difficult to ever get out. So it's there now. I wanted to make a video about something. I'll do it one day. One day you'll see a something mulberry tree video. This is the first thing that's not edible that we actually planted. It's my wife's favorite flower. Some white thing. Oh, you don't even know your wife's favorite flower? Yeah, I do. It's this one. Okay? I'm romantic as heck. There it is. There's another, everything's real close. There's another, it's either a Logan or a lychee. So, boy, is that everything? Was that boring? My wife's drying some Chinese dates, jujubes. Is that how you pronounce them in English? Dude, Chinese dates, they're similar to looking to Western dates, but they come from not a date palm, a completely different tree, and it's confusing as heck. Whatever. Anyway, so there is our garden. Did you enjoy that? Did you sit through that? Put that on before you go to bed. Hey, would you like to see what it looks like from the outside? Yes, we would. Okay. Alright, so it kind of looks like rubbish from down here. It gives it a little bit of privacy though. And you can see some of our sweet potato trying to get away. Not that easy, pal, not that easy. Our neighbor there is brand new. The neighbor that just moved out And within the space of about 2 or 3 months that we've been here, he came through our house about 5 times to climb over there because he locked his key out. Real nice guy and everything. A little bit forgetful though. Yeah, it's a shame to see him go. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'm just walking back to my house and I noticed this on the ground. I wonder if that fell off our chili tree.